So, in today's class, we will be discussing about three varied topics with respect to tax laws. We are going to discuss about tax planning, tax avoidance, and tax evasion. Tax evasion. So, three important points. So, first let me explain the concepts, then let us go for the points. So, first we are going to learn about tax planning, tax avoidance, and tax evasion. So, simply speaking, tax planning, the word itself says, using the provisions of the tax laws, using the benefits given in the tax laws, using various clauses of the tax laws. If you are planning your tax liability, tax ಲಾಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಂತ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿಗಳನ್ನು ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಸೈಡ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್. So tax planning is totally legal. Why? Because they are using the provisions of the law. Sir, hege sir, I will give you some examples. Idu munde tax law ge now enter aada nanತರ clarity ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. But other than that, simply speaking, I will give some easy examples so that you can make. So government ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ, if you are earning salary or if you are earning any type of income, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ 1,50,000 if you save out of your income may be of any type, out of that if you save 1,50,000 rupees, out of that if you save 1,50,000 rupees, you need not pay tax on that 1,50,000 rupees. You need not pay tax on that 1,50,000 rupees. This is what government says. This is what is written in the tax laws. This is what is written in the Income Tax Act. Now, if you save 1,50,000 rupees, there are different areas where you can save. It may be investing in LIC, investing in PF funds, or investing in what you say is pension schemes, or paying out your life insurance premiums. Anything you do, you need not pay tax on that amount. This is tax planning. So what you will do, see, my income is so much this year. My income is, let us say your income is 8 lakh rupees. Out of 8 lakh rupees, 1,50,000 you saved. So 8 lakh minus 1,50,000, you need to pay tax on only 6,50,000 rupees, because you made use of a provision which is written in the tax laws. Or there are some institutions, you might have seen the receipts of that institutions. ATG exemption anta bardirtade. ATG exemption anta helidre ನೀವು ಆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಆ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ನ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, you donate something for Prime Minister fund, you donate something for Prime Minister disaster management fund. Now what it says, 100% of the amount, let us say you contributed 2,000 rupees, you need not pay tax on that 2,000 rupees. So what you are actually doing is you are reducing your tax burden by using a provision in the tax law. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Or Income Tax Act says, if at all any asset is used for generation of income in the business, you can claim a depreciation on that asset. So ಈಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಮೆಷಿನರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೆಷಿನರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಇಂದ ಮೆಷಿನರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸವಕಳಿಯನ್ನು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. because it is said in the tax laws. Because it is said in the tax laws. So tax planning is totally legal. You are making use of the provision which is written in the Income Tax Act and you are implementing. You are reducing your tax burden. So ಇದು ಮೂರು ಕೂಡ reduction of tax burden ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದ್ದು. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡುವ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದ್ದು. So tax planning means what? Using the provisions of the law and legally you are reducing the tax burden. You are reducing the tax burden. Tax avoidance means what? See, lawmakers are human beings. So of course, when a law is getting drafted, there will be some or the other loopholes. Law making alli sanna putta loopholes galu idde irtade. So ಆ loopholes galu yavudanತ ನಾನು ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. So I will tell that there are some small drawbacks which can be used by people. So ಈ drawbacks ಗಳನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ I elaborate with the example. I will elaborate this with an example. So let us say Indian Tax Act ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ Indian company ಅದರ investment, let us say it has invested in another company. This company has invested in another company. ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯ shares ಅಲ್ಲಿ invest ಮಾಡಿ. Company A. This is company B. Company B has invested in company A's share substantially. Let us say 95% of company A's share is held by company B. ಈಗ ಈ company B ಅದರ share ಅನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ company C ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ತದೆ. It is selling its investment to company C. Now ಈ transfer of shares ನ ಮೇಲೆ tax ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅಂತ government ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ? If this is an Indian company, and holding this company is also an Indian. ಈಗ let us say company B is established in Mauritius. Company B is established in Mauritius. Company C is established in Dubai, let us say. Company C is established in Dubai. Company A is established in India. Company A is established in India. ಈಗ Mauritius ಇರುವ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Mauritius ಇರುವ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ 95% shares. So this company's 95% shares are held by Mauritius company. Now Mauritius company sells its share to company C. ಈ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸಿ ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ತದೆ. ಕಂಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾ, ಫಾರಿನ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ರೂಲ್ ಸೇಸ್. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾ. ಒಂದು ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್. ಏನ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಇದೆ? ಫಾರಿನ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ this company is making use a loophole in the tax laws and taking the benefit out of it. So tax avoidance is legal. Tax avoidance is not illegal. But tax avoidance ಅನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯಾದ್ರೂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. I will relate this to something different so that you can understand it easily. See, these are all about like your college attendance management. So attendance again you are planning ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. You are planning for your attendance. So how this works, let us see. Attendance planning ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so college says 75% attendance is compulsory. So what is the law for you? The law says 75% attendance is compulsory for you. 75% attendance is compulsory for you. So now based on this law, what you will say? So 25% ನಾನು leave ತೆಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. So if 100 days are there as college days, 75 days if I attend, it is sufficient. That means 25 days I can be on leave. So you plan accordingly. ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಇಯರ್ ಗೆ 25 ಡೇಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾಗಬಹುದು, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮದುವೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್, ನನ್ನ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಜ್ವರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ನೋವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು, ಯು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಲೀವ್. This is tax planning, completely legal. This is tax planning, completely legal because it is as per the rules. Let us go to another thing, attendance avoidance. How we are doing avoidance? ಸೊ ಈ ಕೆಲವು ಅದರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋದವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ. when you go for some other activities, maybe sports, maybe some events, maybe some competitions, ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಆಚೀಚೆ ತಿರುಗಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಓಕೆ, now you misuse this. So college ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ, if you are attending to any co-curricular activities, if you are attending any other activities on behalf of college, then what we will do, one second. Okay, if college says if you are going for any other activities based on college, if you are going for any other activities, then definitely we are going to give you the attendance. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. some people misuse this. ಸೊ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ನ ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸುತ್ತಾಡೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಸುತ್ತಾಡೋದು, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳುದು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೆ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವಾಯ್ಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗುದು, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅವಾಯ್ಡೆನ್ಸ್, ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಆ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇವೇಷನ್ ಸರ್? ಇವೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್. ಕಳ್ಳತನ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಳ್ಳತನ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೇಗೆ ಸರ್? ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಸೊ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ if I'm speaking about attendance, evasion, how it happens? You are telling your friend, see ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಬರುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಯುವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಡು. ಸೊ he is going to put a proxy there. It is actually illegal. ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಬಿದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ. So this is evasion. You are illegally avoiding the tax burden. You are illegally avoiding the tax burden. You are not showing your exact income to the government. You are not showing your exact income to the government. You are hiding things. Tax evasion normally generates something called as black money. Tax evasion normally generates black money. So, tax planning is totally legal. With the help of the provisions of tax laws, you are you are reducing your tax burden. Tax avoidance is you are using the loopholes while interpreting. Interpretational mismatches might happen sometime because law is all about interpretations. So when people interpret, you take the meaning differently at times. So tax avoidance happens due to loopholes which you find out in the tax laws. By misusing the loopholes, or I can't say misuse, by using the loopholes in the tax laws, you are reducing your tax burden. That is called as tax avoidance. Just like you are using the rules of the college which says if you are going for any other activities, we will be giving the attendance. You can misuse that. You can misuse that if it is given loosely, if it is left loosely. So this is tax avoidance, or same thing for your this one. Evasion means what? Evasion means legally you should have done something, legally you should have paid tax, legally you should have showed your income, but you are not showing it. Illegal activities you are going to. You are showing it less, you are showing your turnover as less, you are showing your sales as less, you are showing your income as less, and you are misusing and you are reducing your tax burden. This is called as tax evasion. This is called as tax evasion. Yes. So coming to the points, let us understand through the points what is tax planning. Speaking about tax planning, reduce the tax liability while availing the benefit of all exemptions, deductions, rebates provided in the act. You are making use whatever the benefit that tax laws give you. You are making use the benefits of whatever the tax laws gives you. That is called as tax planning. So it is a pre-planned. It happens at the beginning of the year. So this year my income may be so much. So if I invest in such and such places, if I give so much of donation, or if I use this and this benefits of the Income Tax Act, I will be, so some people purchase cars, businessmen purchase car. Why? Because they can claim depreciation on that and they can reduce their tax liability. Some people take loan because the interest part which they are going to pay, that can be claimed as deduction. This is all allowed in the Income Tax Act. So for this purpose, you are making use the provisions of the law, making use the provisions of the law. This is called as tax planning. This is called as tax planning. So how can you do tax planning? Choice of organization. So we have different form of business organizations. You have proprietary form of business, you have partnership form of business, you have company form of business, you also have LLP form of business, and there are association of persons, business trusts, this type of organizations are. So for everything, tax law is giving different benefits. You analyze the different benefits which are given in the tax laws, and then you say, I want to do proprietary form of business, I want to do partnership form of business, based on your tax benefits. Exemptions. Some type of incomes are exempt from tax. Dividends earned from Indian companies, agricultural income, or the output of your PPF fund. There are different things which are exempt from income tax. You need not pay tax on that. You are making use of that. You are going to generate income by that way. Next, deductions. As I said, investing money in some places will give you deductions. Or in case of business, depreciation on asset is a deduction. Insurance premium which you are going to pay is a deduction. Health insurance, if you pay health insurance, even that is going to be a deduction. So these are the benefits out of the tax laws. Rebates, sometimes government say the rebates are like cashbacks. So if your income is below 5 lakh rupees, whatever the tax liability you need to pay will be given as a rebate to you. This is what government says. So you're making good of that benefit. Choice of accounting system. So we have two accounting system, cash accounting system and mercantile accounting system. So you are seeing for my business, which is beneficial. So for cash system of accounting, there is different rules. For mercantile system of accounting, there is different rules. You are going to make use of these benefits which are given by the Income Tax Act itself. This is tax planning, which is totally legal because it is said in the Act. Tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is a trick. Tax avoidance, I say tax avoidance is a trick. That is why I gave you the example of attendance thing. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಲೂಪ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ನಾನು ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅವಾಯ್ಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಿಕ್. ವಾಟ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಸರ್? ಸರ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ರೂಲ್ಸ್. We are not breaking the rules. At the same time, we are defeating the very purpose of the rules. At the same time, we are defeating the very purpose of the act itself. So, tax law ಅನ್ನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡದೆ, without breaking the law, you are defeating the purpose of the law. So, ಆಕ್ಟಿನ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಒಂದಿರ್ತದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ you are defeating the purpose of the law. You are defeating the purpose of the law itself. So I said this example. Indian company, when it sells its investment to another company, it has to pay the tax. Now, there is an Indian company. The investment company is also an Indian. Now, what they are planning is they don't want to pay the tax. So what they will do, they do this transaction through a foreign company. Now what happens? They are going to avoid the tax. They are going to defeat the purpose of the tax. This is called as tax avoidance. So reduction of tax liability without breaking the law. Reduction of tax liability without breaking the law is called as tax avoidance. Taking the advantages of loopholes, drafting mistakes in law for reducing the tax liability. So, taking the advantage of loopholes and drafting mistakes in law for reducing the tax liability. Though the person has complied with the letter of the law, but not with the spirit behind the law. So you are not going with the actual purpose of the law. A law in intention ಏನುಂಟೋ ಅದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. So that is why this example holds good for you. So college says what? 75% attendance compulsory. 75% attendance compulsory. So for those people who are going to other activities or extracurricular activities, moot court or any other preparations, for them, whenever they go for these events, we will be giving the attendance. So one person, what he does is, he goes to town, he goes to Puttur town, he wanders everywhere, and he comes back and says, sir, I went for preparation, I went for arrangement of today's function. So what he is doing is, he is complying with the law, but he is not going with the spirit of the law. He is complying with the letter of the law. Yeah, college said, if you are going for some activities, we are going to use that. You are not following the spirit. Why it is given actually? Why that benefit is given? Because to promote the activities, promote people participating in activities, he is not going with that thing. He is not going with that thing. So this is what is avoidance. This is what is avoidance. So avoidance cannot be said as illegal. Avoidance is illegal because it is a drafting error. It is a drafting error of law. So if that drafting error is rectified, then you cannot make use of this. If drafting error is rectified, or if any clarification is given from the department, then you have to follow with the clarification. This is what tax avoidance is. Next comes tax evasion. This is illegal. This is grave. This will ensure that you will be prosecuted, or you will be paying the penalties. In some instances, there are prosecutions. In some instances, penalties. Hefty penalties will also be up to 100%, 120%. Penalties can also happen if you are hiding your income. So illegal method which leads to reduction of tax liability. This is illegal method you are going to follow to reduce your tax liability. So examples: misrepresentation or suppression of fact. Sir, ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಯಾವ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕೆಲವು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ತೋರಿಸುದು, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. It happens. Obviously, people do this. But tomorrow, if government comes and verifies your wealth, or tomorrow if government comes and cross checks, government says you have so much cash, you did not show it as income, so you have to pay the penalty in that case. It is illegal to do it. Failure to record investment in books. You have invested money in different areas, cooperative societies, this bank, that bank, and you are not showing it all. Those investments are giving you benefits. There is there's a famous case law. I don't remember it now. Okay, I'll tell you some other day. Which is like, it looks like a tax planning, but it is actually a tax evasion. I will give you the facts of the case so that you will have a clarity. This is normally discussed in corporate wheel. Lifting of corporate wheel na topic ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ. So how it works, I'll tell. So this person, Mr. A, Dinshaw Manek Ji case. Is corporate law over for you? Corporate law ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? Is corporate law over for you? Corporate ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಾ, ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ. For both, for second years also, for this year also. No, sir. Companies Act, corporate law, and Companies Act I'm speaking about. I think so it is over for you. In some sense, there should be a Companies Act. I took one guest lecture there. Yes, Companies Act. Na nimigalla nimma seniors ಗೆ ನಾನು guest lecture ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ Companies Act. It comes in your first year only, I guess. It is not 1956. It is 2013. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. There is a concept called as corporate wheel. For second year LLB ನಿಮ್ಮ BCom ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ mostly. Okay, I'll just explain the concept so that you will have an idea. So there is a concept called as corporate wheel. Lifting of corporate wheel ಅಂತ ಒಂದು very interesting topic it is. Lifting of corporate wheel. Lifting of corporate wheel ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, company and the owners are different. So if at all anything has to happen in the name of company, it will happen only in the name of company. You are not going to see who is the owner of the company. So if this is there is a curtain between the company and the owners which separates. It makes two different entities. This is what the corporate wheel concept says. So ಹೀಗಿರುವಾಗ some people may misuse this. ಹೇಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಯಾವುದೊಂದು ಫ್ರಾಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಕೇಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ? ಕಂಪನಿ and I am different, so don't punish me. Solomon versus Solomon is the standard case. Solomon. So when I say Solomon, many people might remember, if at all. I don't know. I go with the assumption. Okay. So let us go to this concept. So corporate wheel ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is one case called as Dinshaw Manek Ji. Dinshaw Manek Ji case ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ. Dinshaw Manek Ji Petit ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Dinshaw Manek Ji Petit ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so this person, Mr. Dinshaw, what he has is he has lot of investments. So obviously when investments are there in the form of shares, when investments are there, he will earn something called as dividend, on which he has to pay the tax, on which this person has to pay the tax. Now to reduce his tax burden, what he does is he opens 4 companies: company A, company B, company C, and company D. He opens 4 companies, transfers the investment to these companies. He divides the investment to these companies. I think so. There's a slight network issue. One second. Okay, am I audible now? There was some network issues. Am I audible now? Can you hear me? Yes, very good. Great. Okay. So he transfers the investment to these people. He transfers the investment to these people. So investment 1, investment 2, investment 3, investment 4. Now what happens is all the dividends come to these companies. Dividend comes to these companies. What this company does is, these companies give this dividend money as loan to this person. ಈ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಲೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ದಿನ್ಶಾ ಮನಜಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿನ್ಶಾ ಮನಜಿ ಇಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋನ್. ಲೋನ್ ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೌಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರೀಪೇಡ್. ಬಟ್ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೋ ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ರೀಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅ ನೋಟಿಸ್ saying that these are the income of Dinsha Manekji, he has to pay the tax. Dinsha says, see, these companies and I am separate. Going with your corporate will concept, I and my companies are separate. So whatever happens in the company, company is responsible. Whatever happens with me, I am responsible. But income tax department goes to the court and says, my dear honor, please lift, what the terms which you use is, your honor, please lift the corporate wheel. Lift it and see who is behind the company. So the judge or the court lifts the corporate wheel, checks behind, checks the facts, and then later says it is Dinsha Manekji who is evading the tax, misusing the tax laws. So he has to bear the penalty for it. So those who have completed this corporate law, this might be there in your textbook. Corporate wheel cases only. This is the standard case. So go and refer there. This is very interesting one where tax evasion is there. Concept of tax evasion is there. So this is one more case where tax evasion is seen. Or claim of expenditure without any evidence. Sir, ನನ್ನ business ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ expense ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ to reduce my tax burden. But I don't have any proof for it. So normally people will do transportation expense, salary expense. They are not at all actually paying, but they are reducing they are showing the expenses to reduce the tax burden. Tomorrow, if proof is asked, if you don't produce, obviously you will be charged with hefty penalties. That is one way. Recording false entries. Simply putting some expenses entries without any proof or without actually happening. Failure to report any international transactions. Believing that international transactions will not be tracked. See, now tax evasion has been reduced to a great extent because of introduction of various income tax provisions. Earlier, it was like cash transaction had no limit, or your international transaction had no limit, or expenses had no limit. Now they have brought in very different type of tax laws. They say if you are going to pay more than 10,000 rupees, you have to pay it compulsory to bank. Otherwise, that amount will be disallowed. You will not be allowed to claim it as expense. Or if you are going to do paying any electricity bill, transportation bill above 1 lakh rupees, you have to report it to the income tax department. If you are purchasing any jewelry above this much amount, you have to give a PAN number. So because of all these different provisions, tax evasion has been reduced to a great extent. But still, this is like if income tax department is planning in one way, the people will people are way forward. They think 2 times better than income tax department. So people will have different ways to cheat the departments. So this is called as tax evasion, which is illegal. So time to time amendments will be done so that the evasion is reduced to a great extent. Evasion is reduced to a great extent. So within the legal boundaries, if it has to happen, it is tax planning only. Tax planning means government itself is saying, if you have done this activity, you need not pay the tax for such amount. If you have invested so much amount, you need not pay. Tax avoidance is you misusing. I can't say it as misuse because it is legal only. And legal, but it is not achieving the very spirit of the. It is not achieving the very spirit of the. Evasion is obviously it is illegal. Evasion concept is totally illegal. So this is all about tax planning, tax evasion, and tax avoidance.